Big Ten West is a little bit more wide open than the East. Of course, Ohio State, the clear favorite in the East. I think the West is tougher to predict. The more I look into it, though, the more I feel like there is a team that's the obvious choice. Not just because I think they're the best team in this division, but also because of their schedule and the way it sets up. I think they've got a really good path to win the West, and we'll show you exactly who that is. But first, we're going to start at the bottom, and that's Illinois. I've got Illinois going 2-7, 4-8 overall, 2-7 in the conference, 4-8 overall. This is a tough team to predict because they have a veteran team. They have a veteran quarterback in Brandon Peters, but you have a new head coach in Brett Bielema. How is that all going to work out? It's going to be a totally different offense, just a different culture, a different era for Illinois. And I really just don't know how that's going to play out. I think that they get better as the season progresses. They win a couple of games in the Big Ten. I've actually got them beating Northwestern in the finale. That'll be a big win for them. Upsetting Maryland. I do not think they beat Virginia. I'm going to go with Virginia in that non-conference game. So not a bowl game or anything like that for Illinois, but I still think this team's able to win a couple of games in the Big Ten just because they have a veteran team, a lot of experience coming back. Ahead of them, we have Purdue at 5-7, 3-6 in the Big Ten. Another team that's tough to predict. They just have not reached their potential. They haven't recruited all that well. The talent's not really there, but I think that the offense will be good enough for them to win some games. I've got them beating Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan State in the Big Ten. They got to play Notre Dame in the non-conference. That's going to be tough. So I don't think Purdue makes it to a bowl game this year again. And maybe it's the end of the Brom era. I don't know. It's not really. We keep seeing glimpses of hope. We keep thinking that Purdue is about to turn the corner, and then they don't. So I don't know. It's hard to believe in them, and I think that they will miss out on the bowl game and finish 5-7. I have Minnesota here at number 5. If there's a surprise team in this division, I've said I think it might be Minnesota. If there's a team that really comes out of nowhere, it could be this team. If Tanner Morgan can get back to the way he was playing a couple of years ago, with the run game that they should have, a defense that should be improved, a really good offensive line, Minnesota has a chance to surprise some people, but I just don't know if it's all going to come together for them. While the defense will be a little bit better this year, they're still probably going to struggle. And offensively, it's that passing attack. Can they add that passing attack to go with the run game? I think they do to a certain extent, but it's still not enough to really challenge for the division. A 7-5 year, a pretty solid year for Minnesota, and a 4-5 record in the Big Ten. Northwestern, also 4-5 in the Big Ten. We've got a 3-way tie actually here. I think they finished 7-5 overall. I'm not really all that high on Northwestern, but I really like their schedule. It sets up in a way to where they have a chance to have a pretty good season, but they lost a lot from last year. I mean, they lost a lot. How is the quarterback situation going to look there? A lot of question marks for Northwestern. And again, one of the more inexperienced teams in the Big Ten this year. I think they beat Purdue. They beat Minnesota. They beat Rutgers. They beat Michigan State. They win some of these home games. I also have them beating Duke in the non-conference. But at the end of the day, I think it's about a 7-5 type year for Northwestern. But ahead of them, we have Nebraska, and it's actually a 3-way tie. I did actually go through and do the tiebreaker. It came down to record in the division, I believe. And Nebraska had the better record. They've got a really tough schedule. So I had some of their losses coming against the East, and because of that, they wind up finishing ahead, or they win the tiebreaker. But overall, I have them at just 6-6. I think they lose the non-conference game to Oklahoma. But 4-5 in the Big Ten. I think we start to see some improvement from Nebraska. I think defensively, they're going to be pretty solid. Offensively, can they take care of the football? That'll be a big question mark. Can they run the ball? Can they be balanced? I think that they're going to be a pretty tough team to beat this year. I really do. Not enough because of the schedule to really jump into the top of the Big Ten East, but it's enough to be a middle-of-the-pack team and at least just be improved from where they were last year. At number 2, I've got Iowa. I've got Iowa finishing 8-4, 6-3 in the conference. I have them losing the non-conference game to Iowa State. Also have them getting upset by Maryland, losing to Wisconsin and Nebraska on the road. Have them winning the rest of their games, including a big win over Penn State. I think Iowa's going to be a good team this year. I don't know that I'm as high on them as some people. I think Wisconsin is a better team, and I think it's pretty clear. I think Iowa, again, they're well coached. They'll play solid defense. They'll be able to run the football. But there's just not anything there that makes me think Iowa's going to be anywhere near a top 10 team, or probably not even a top 15 team. So a good team, just not a great team. I think Wisconsin has a chance to be a great team, and they also have a schedule that really gives them a great opportunity to win this division. I have them winning this division, going 8-1, and then going 10-2 overall. I have them losing to Notre Dame in the non-conference, a game that they could win. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they beat Notre Dame. Their only conference loss, I got it coming to Minnesota at the end of the season. I think they get upset there, but they get Penn State and Michigan at home. They get Iowa at home, Nebraska at home, Northwestern at home. I'm telling you, the schedule really sets up well for Wisconsin, a team that should be solid on defense, should be able to run the football. We know about that. Graham Mertz, if he can get his wide receivers healthy, they're going to be probably a better passing team than they've been in quite a while. If you go back to the beginning of last year when they were really healthy, this team was really explosive offensively, and I think they have a chance to do that this year. I think they have a chance, and I think they will win the Big Ten West. To me, this is the clear pick because I do think they're the best team, and not only that, again, I think the schedule sets up really well for Wisconsin, and because of all of that, I think they're the clear pick to win the Big Ten West.